Hello, hello, and welcome. Thank you for being here.
Happy Sunday.
Sunday fun day.
Yes, absolutely. Sunday fun day.
We actually got a little bit of work done. Not much, a little bit.
Well, I get a lot of work done. I don't
I
know what
got
you're getting
some.
done.
I moved shuffled fish around.
Bionic Bigfoot, 19 days post total hip replacement, walking with a cane. Well,
Wow.
good for you.
Yeah.
And I have a buddy that had that done, and that is a long process, a very
like it.
long process. A lot of physical therapy, a lot of
Props
work.
to you.
Props, yeah. Hats off to you. Mark, good day. Welcome. Jeff Kane, hello. Whip's World, what's going on, Whip?
Welcome.
Hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, it's not too shabby. Been slightly lazy, slightly productive, back to lazy.
I don't know.
Jesse yells at me, and then I have to get up and do something. But it's been a good day. It's been a good weekend, a good day.
Well, it's been a great day, but I don't know about the few people that are right here in the chat right now. But if you're in the Midwest at all, we are so dry. Like my garden's burned up, like everything.
Yeah. The
ponds are going dry.
Even with adding water, because I think the last time we were live, we talked about it. I don't usually like to add water. Usually it just whatever evaporates, it rains and it takes care of itself. But this year, the shallow part, it got shallow. And I was like, oh goodness. So I had to fill it back up again. And like you said, the garden, even with the fish water, dried up. It's like, gosh, dang. I don't even know if I remember what rain looks like.
Well,
I know it's a thing, but it's been so long. It's something I used to complain about.
Oh, yeah.
But now I really would appreciate.
Yeah, Jeff Kane, dry and hot in northern Wisconsin. We finally did get rain last night.
We were supposed to.
We have not got, in the last 28 days, we have gotten 1/10 of an inch is what is recorded for our area. And before that, we had 4/10 the month before that. We have had no rain. The ground is literally starting to crack.
Well, this is sometimes I wonder about my intelligence level sometimes. Okay, so my phone sent me, it was like midnight, and my phone sends me a notification like possible rain and thunderstorm after 2 a.m. So I was like, okay. So I was trying to go to sleep. I couldn't go to sleep. And I started hearing what I thought was lightning and thunder off. Like I could see the flash in the window. I was like, oh, sweet. Like this is going to be cool. Like, like I'm excited. And it never started raining, but I just kept hearing big booms and flashes. I was like, what is going on? So I went outside, and I think the city was just practicing for the fireworks because it was late, and it went on for like 15 minutes. But then when I went outside to check things out, I think they were just at the fairgrounds just checking out because the fireworks are going to be pretty soon, and I think that's what they were practicing. So I brought the dogs in because the dogs don't appreciate it, but I thought it was a thunderstorm and it was fireworks.
Mark, yes, please send me some rain if you can. If you can send that, absolutely send it my way. I'd prefer it like a half an inch a day for the next 28 days because I mean, just in general, our regular ponds are drying up. Like ponds as far as just with regular old catfish, bluegill, just a farm pond, they're drying up.
Your parents' ponds.
Yeah, my parents' ponds are drying up. Our hay fields are burning up. Everything's burning up. Gardens are burning up. Don't get me wrong, the outside tub and stuff, if you're adding water to it, I mean, the stuff
It's
Carrie's got out
pretty.
there is doing great because
it's warm and nice.
it's the perfect temperature for like
A
doing
float trip.
yeah, and having live bears outside, guppies and
Yeah.
different things. I mean, it's perfect temperature for that. But other than that, without any rain, everything is just drying up, evaporating, burning up. It is
You didn't appreciate my story earlier. You didn't even give me an eye roll. Like,
with the fireworks.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm glad you brought the dogs in. I've already lost a dog due to fireworks.
We live right across the street from the town, like Lions Club Park type thing. So that's where they always do the big city like fireworks. So we always have to be really careful because I don't know, 5 years ago, one of your dogs jumped the fence and we just never could get it back. And so we learned a lesson a really hard way.
Well, it sounds like Jeff Kane could use some rain. Mark needs to send it like basically everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like it's not just us, but I'm really good about complaining. Like, when it's cold, I want it to be hot. When it's hot, I wish it was a little bit more chilly. When it's rainy, we complain because you rain out. And when it's dry, we're like, oh, I wish it would rain.
Well, I wish it would rain just because we're having to add to all the outside tubs, which we normally don't ever have to do.
Honestly, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to feed them. Once we hook up the filter and we put the fish in it, there's very little that we have to do. And this year, there's a little bit more involved, but like I said, on the energy effort scale, it's like a 2.
Yeah.
It's a matter of just walking outside.
Well, it is, but we've never had it this bad up to this point.
Usually it's much later.
And I'm of the mindset, and I'm with Whip. I'm out in the woods. I'm out talking to farmers and stuff. I'm out in the middle of nowhere most of the time.
Yes.
And I've talked to a lot of older gentlemen in their 80s. And in our particular area, they haven't seen it like this since 1959.
Goodness.
And they know exactly what is going to go on because they're like, we've lived through this once before. And they're like, it's bad.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it's going to affect a lot of things because the corn's not growing for the big crop people, the soybeans, wheat's burning up. I mean, it's not good.
Well, I'm glad that if you came here for good, entertaining, happy news. I'm sorry.
Well, I feel as though there's a lot of people in here right now.
No, I mean, it's pretty. I feel like whatever weather we get, the majority of people get the same thing and we're all feeling it. And unless you're on a float trip or in the swimming pool, it really just kind of sucks.
Fish family, greetings to you. Yeah, it does. And I feel like everybody else in the chat right now is where we're at with it. We're like, excuse me. I'm just frustrated.
Yeah.
With it because, like you said,
I had a really good garden planned. I mean, to make it about me.
Well, you did have a good garden plan, and then the weather went,
and everything was looking so good. And it's usually, when you're like, you take that moment and you're like, I'm proud of myself. Sometimes that's like, for me, sometimes the down, it's like, oh, this is the peak. And then you're like, oh, man. But I'm going to try again. I think we still have plenty of like seeds. And if not, we'll just go get some more and we'll try again. If not, at some point, I usually cheat and get the ones that are already pretty good size and we just replant in the garden.
Yeah.
But
Just go
Usually
ahead.
it does get a little bit, like it doesn't get this dry, but usually it gets this hot much later into August around here. But
Unless I'm in the southern hemisphere, Mark. Yeah. Right now, I feel like I'm in the southern hemisphere. I feel like I'm in Brazil, and I'm waiting for the rain to come for 3 months. That's what I feel like right now. Right now, we're in the dry season, and I'm waiting for it.
mm-hmm.
Jeff, the late 80s was really dry here, and then early 2000s definitely. Yeah, what we're currently experiencing. Yeah, I like I said, I talk to all. I like to inform myself and learn from older people. I really do. And all the farmers and all the stuff I've talked to, it's been dry different years around here, on and off. And they're like, yeah, it was dry, but it wasn't too bad. This one they're putting back all the way to basically 1960. 1959 was the 58,
I think
59.
you just like saying that because you're like, I know a stat.
This was not
I'm just
one farmer.
I talked to 3 people that day. He's
No.
gonna get mad.
No, I didn't. I talked to way more than 3 people, and they all came out to talk to me. And when it all ended up said and done, all we ended up talking about was how dry it was. And they gave me a very long, very detailed
Like
history
you're doing
lesson.
To me?
They gave a history lesson that I was like, I wasn't even born yet, but I'm going to listen to this.
I'm going to learn something. I want to shut up now. Griffin's here. Welcome.
What's up, Griffin?
And Peplin. Welcome.
What about Hackman? You didn't say hi to Hackman.
Well, hi.
At all.
You're supposed to be my eyeballs, and you fail me.
I did not fail you. I just said hi.
Welcome.
I just seen you skipped over somebody, and I figured I would go ahead.
You think with the 2 things right here in front of me, I could see one, but no. Nope.
However, I hope everyone's had a wonderful weekend.
Yeah.
And if you're not into summer tubbing and you're in the same type of weather environment we are, it's time to be summer tubbing. The temperatures are great. You ain't got to worry about over flooding anything right now. That's for darn sure.
Yeah. I come down here and I think I have a game plan and I'm like, okay, I'm going to move this, this, and this. And then I go to move this, this, and this. And I'm like, maybe this, and this would work better. And then I second guess myself. But I am moving fish outside. We had to set up another one just in case. So just in case we need another one.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and we'll set this up.
Yuri, welcome. No, I think everything we're doing outside, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for because there's a lot of neat stuff we're moving out there and trying something different, which is going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying something different by filming.
Well, besides just filming.
No, I'm yeah. Usually I just I get really good and then I'll take a break and I get really good with videos, but I feel like we're going to have a better selection because we have more tubs set up, so we are going to do a few more guppies. We have a few more rice fish than normal, and then I don't know. Maybe we'll move some of those fireball platies out or some, I don't know. I'm sure there's something else or maybe some more guppies. I'm not sure. See, this is the problem. I'm so indecisive. Or maybe just a little bit of everything. We'll just see what happens versus outside versus inside. We'll just set up a little bit of stuff like the fireball platies in here and the fireball platies out there and see which ones produce more.
Yeah,
a
pro and con. Yes.
It's the outside.
And see what does it. Mark, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Smash the
$5.
like
Smash
button.
that like button, y'all. Yes, please.
It does
And
help.
I do apologize. It's probably been me. The reason we haven't been on every week on Sunday on time. I've been doing different stuff, been working with different stuff, messing with different things. You'll just have to stay tuned and see what's coming.
He's just been helping the neighbor build stuff and help with different projects. And it's been great for me because it's been quiet at home.
Well, that and the other things you've been having me do that
There's some lawn stuff. I don't trust myself with certain sharp objects like chainsaws, mainly different types of saws, and there's a lot of things that we just need trimmed up, and like a couple bushes you've taken out because they weren't growing and they just needed to go. So that type of stuff, yes, I feel like you're better at it than me because I mean I probably could figure it out. But I gotta have you give you something to do.
Oh, she gives me plenty of projects to do. Mark, trust me, she gives me plenty of projects. So yes, I agree with you. Smash that like button. Nano Aquarium guy, hello.
Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm with Whip. Yuri, all fish are edible, but however, that's up to your own taste and preference.
Yeah.
Good luck the smaller they are.
Yeah. Yes.
That's right, Jeff. It's edible if you're hungry enough. That's right.
True.
If you're starving, it's all
certain times of the day when I've had too much coffee, not enough food, and I wait much too late in the day. Probably more apt to eat something than if I would eat throughout the day.
Well,
I get to the point where I'm like, oh, I have to eat like right now or I'm going to be sick. And it drives me crazy.
Josh Dean, hey, what's going on?
Welcome, welcome. He made some new friends last night.
Sweet. Excellent, excellent.
I'm sure he'll tell you about it. If not, I'll show you the picture.
I've been making lots of friends. Lots and lots of friends. I've been helping my buddy with his pond at his house.
Yes.
Getting it kind of set up. It's shallow pond, but we got some lilies and some stuff going on.
You find that on his Facebook, I think.
And we got some stuff going on with that is really cool. And I'm getting my very country, very, very, no disrespect to anybody in the chat.
It's usually a sign that's going to be disrespectful, so I'm sorry for whatever.
My very country friends that are very, very redneck, they also go with Yuri on, are all the fish edible? Because that's kind of what they're mostly thinking about anyway. But I have them now working with plants outside. They're having more fun with their outside ponds. They're trying to put plants and different things in there and grow stuff that can grow outside year round. Yes. They're having a lot of fun with it, and they basically call me their little fish freak. People would,
I don't know how to describe it. And it's always your friends because my friends are here in chat. And they haven't been able to come over yet. But the first time they come down here and they take it all in, there's just an expression in their eyes that's kind of like, and I don't know if they think that we're cool or if they think that we're crazy. I've been taking it as a compliment.
My friends call it a 50-50. They already know me from before I was even in the fish stuff. So they already know I'm 50% crazy. Now I know 50% of what I need to know about fish. And now they want to immerse themselves in it and try some of the stuff because I'm doing stuff and they're like, man, that's kind of cool. I'd like to try it too.
Yeah.
And they don't know why they want to try it,
just that
but they
first
want to try
time.
it.
Yeah. And it's cool that they want to try it, and I'm all for it, and I'll help them if I can. But it's just that first look when they come down the stairs and they look like at the same view you're looking at, and they're just like, whoa, that's a lot. And usually upstairs, when they see the arowana first, the first thing that, I don't know why, but they always have to go and touch the tank, and then he jumps, and then it's like, please don't touch the tank. And then Jesse usually feeds it, and they step away, and then they're like, this is really cool.
I usually feed it, and then I usually let them feed it, because then they find, I'll feed it and I'll show them how I feed it. They never know what it
is. They're like, what is this? Like, it's a silver arowana. They're like, I've never even seen anything like this before. But they always have to, I'm like, just hate it. But I'm guilty of doing the same thing too. I touch tanks when I know better. I'm just like, this is so cool.
Josh, Rocket, the one-eyed raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
Liquid Zoo. OnlyFans, welcome. No, you're right. But I still think it's funny. And
yeah, it's I always try to come down here first because I always try to catch that first look. If they've been here a few times, then it's different. But that first time you take them down here and you're like, let me show you what's downstairs. They're like, whoa.
That is correct. Josh, they think your tanks are cool and y'all are crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much the vibe I get most of the time. But what's funny about it is they already know I'm crazy.
They just don't know I am.
They already know I'm crazy.
They come over. Then I start talking, and I don't know. If I haven't met you if it's the first time I've met you, I might be a little bit quiet, maybe, unless you're fish people, then I talk. But the more you around me, the more it comes out. And then they're like, oh, you're just as crazy.
Well, and Josh brings up a good point. And the people that are in here, we can get a feedback with it. Most people don't know. They just assume that there's a lot more work than what there is. And there is a lot of work depending on how crazy you're going to go. If you're going to go high-end plants, CO2, all kinds of specialized stuff. But if you're just wanting a tank to enjoy.
Well, you can enjoy that too.
I mean, you can, but there's a little more work. I'm saying there's a little more work and a little more stuff.
I don't know if there's any more work. There's just a little bit more money for all the cool equipment.
Well, there's that too. But
I guarantee you someone that took the time to invest in all that expense, they might not. I take pride. At this point, I just take pride in my ability to grow algae. Like, I know that I'm really good at it, so I'm just going to embrace it.
Yeah, one of these days you might have to change your name from Science Gal Aquatics to Queen of Green Water, because you can do green water better than anybody, because you somehow know how to just let her go.
Do you know? He says that about me, but let me tell you, who let the goldfish tank go green while I was away?
I
don't have. Let me look.
I'm trying to
let me double check. I don't have any. Nope, just green water in the pond. Yep. But I came back, so maybe the title should be here. I'll give the princess crown to you.
Well, yes.
I think it fits better on his head anyway.
Those goldfish, we already had said a long time ago.
You just making sure that they were getting used to the pond. You wanted to turn the water green.
Chats ago that they were going outside.
You just wanted to test it out to make sure.
They did not need to stay in the house.
Mm-hmm.
They needed to be outside with the rest of their friends.
That's true.
Because there's other friends out there we have
true.
out there with them.
And you were just turning the water green to make sure that they were okay with the green water outside, right?
Well, yeah, they were comfortable in that environment.
Mm-hmm. Calling me the queen of green water, mister.
Hey, and if you don't mind, would you like to talk about your extended car warranty?
Sure.
Because that's where that comes from. That's a car salesman deal right there.
Uh-huh.
No, they did need that, though.
Yep.
And they are enjoying their life outside right now.
Yep. And
we can give a goldfish update that the goldfish are doing well and they are outside.
Not all of them, but
most of them are.
You
wouldn't let me put them all outside.
I enjoy having them in there. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like having in a goldfish tank. I kind of like seeing them, right? Like, your face is okay, but I mean, they're really cute. And they're just right there. It's going to be real pleasant after the live stream.
She's getting on to me. I've done
well,
something.
you know, the last few live streams, I was like, you're not supposed to let, like, everybody know how ridiculous I am sometimes.
Josh, I green water with the best of them. Well, you and Carrie can have a green water off.
And Jesse.
Well,
you turned that tank real quick, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that tank was green and I was gone for like 4 days.
It ain't my problem. I added more wood and some stuff to it just to
and a whole lot of food and tons of food and lots of light. Lots of food. Jesse, I think you're just as cute as the goldfish. Are ya?
I got a mouth like one.
Yeah, it's always running.
Q.
Welcome. Susie Q is going to pick me up from the airport for the clash, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you,
Susie.
Thank you, Susie, very much.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm packing my skates. I'm making room. I'm making room.
Whip. Jesse, you're cute, but you're not as cute as a goldfish. Cute. You're going to
make him roll red. Look.
I'm not goldfish cutie, he says. Well, I'm going to have to try harder.
Yeah. I mean, I live with you, so I mean, I think you're decent.
She puts up with me.
I can't compliment him too much because his ego gets too big. So I have to make sure that I'll give him a compliment, but just not too much.
I went and robbed somebody's house the other day.
You did not. They are demolishing it.
They're
they gave
demolishing
you permission.
it. Let the story go. I went and robbed somebody's house. They're getting ready to tear it down. You go in and take whatever you. I went in and got her mirrors, all kinds of different stuff that she wants.
Yeah.
And I am not in tune with your needs. I went and took stuff that no normal man would ever take.
That is true. That's the reason most people had left it behind.
No normal man would go in there and take the things I took.
I appreciate the gesture. And one light fixture I think is cool. And most of the stuff I think we can use. Like the mirror is great, but it's a certain type of taste that I'm just gonna have to learn to get used to.
But there's still a mirror there.
There's.
I can
you're
take
correct. There's still a mirror
just
there.
have the mirror.
No one's gonna find this entertaining. There is a mirror there. I can utilize the mirror, But what's around the mirror? The disgusting old, I don't even know what to call it.
It's barnwood.
Barnwood. And the beard decor and just thank you for the gift. I appreciate
I can take the wood off of the mirror.
I hope so. If not, I'll paint it. I'll do something. Like I said, I'm being a brat, but it was nice of you.
See, look right there. Josh, paint the wood. See, there's finally somebody on.
But there's like random screws poking out of it. So can you like just chop them off so I don't get some kind of like.
Yes, all of that. That's just what's around
It's just around it. You know, all the rust screws pointed the wrong direction, pointing 2 inches out of it. That we'll just hang your curling irons off of it. It's probably or something.
Well, yeah, we could hang like all your little hair stuff off of stuff.
Oh gosh.
And those are horseshoe nails for horseshoes is what is sticking out of that as decor. Which I don't find
never happy. But he blames this on me. I didn't even know about this. He just brung it. He's like, I got you something. And then he's like, see, I'm always doing these things for you. And I was like, I appreciate it. But 1, I didn't ask. And 2,
it's not good enough.
We'll find a use for it.
It's not good enough. It's not in my taste style.
We'll just paint it black. Everything will just look better black or white, just or gray or something because it'll match everything. Just take the weird screws off of it so I don't cut myself. Because knowing me, like I'll bend over and then like I'll knock myself out.
Well, Whip says I have to tune into next week's show just for the sole purpose of finding out if one of them was killed after the previous show.
There's been a few times Whip's been concerned about your health that I was like, nope, I hope you said your goodbyes.
Hey, and I'm with Mark. Typical female, never happy.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Even if all of my thought and being was all and
well, if your thought and being was right, you would be right more often.
Was all towards you, and everything I brought was all thinking about you. Female, never happy. Bob Kaler's Aquatics. Look at him just jumping in here.
I know, right? Thank you. I have $9.99 super sticker. I can't
look at that. Yippee.
I'm trying to cover up a cough and I can't even talk. Thank you. That's very kind. I don't know why it doesn't ever show up on the computer. I'm gonna have my cell phone so I can see it this time. It's always behind.
Thank you so much, Bob. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Hope you're having a wonderful weekend.
While since we've talked. I feel like it's been a
while. Well, it has been, and it's been my fault. Everything's you don't want to do the live streams if I'm doing something else, and usually it's either I'm on a project of my own or you have me on a project. Which, yeah, shake your head. You know, you're the one that sent me on these projects. I hear no rebuttal. There could be some truth here.
Nice. You know, if my mom said if you didn't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything.
That's right, because there's some truth here to what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's some truth. There's some other stuff.
A little truth to what I was saying there.
YouTube doesn't like the other words. So
imagine that. I was right.
Oh, by the way, awesome Vallisneria in the top tank. The fish.
The all fish.
Oh, thank you. This one.
That one
is jungle valve, I think. But on the bag it said a mother plant of hydrophilia, so it is what it is, whatever you think it is. And then this one is Vallisneria. The tank behind Jesse, if you scoot that way. That's Vallisneria. It's like the one plant that I can grow.
That one, though.
That one, I just don't remember what it is, but it's not Vallisneria.
No, it is not Vallisneria.
It's over there in the drawer, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it is.
Now, that one is a type of hydrophilia.
Could be.
It is. I know it is. I just don't remember what type it is.
Please don't argue. Kids, it breaks my heart. Oh, well, your heart would be broken a lot if you came to our house.
We don't actually argue, Bob, and thank you for being a member for 18 months. We don't actually argue. It's a competitive discussion because she always knows more about fish than I do.
But he likes to tell me that
yes,
he knows
it's giant Val.
more.
That's what I call it, Josh. Giant Val. And
cool.
it is a broadleaf one. And the hydrophilia is a broadleaf one, but it's a different type down here in that tank. I have been trying to work it through Carrie forever. She will not listen to me. But thank you for the gratification. I appreciate it. I really do.
Well, I trust them more than I trust you when it comes to plants. Because we're on the same scale. I might have kept fish a lot longer, but when it comes to plants, we're on the same level. And you do remember names better than I do. I just don't ever remember very well. I have to either put it on the tank, write it on the tank, put it in the drawer. I have to keep the tag so I can remember.
Josh gets like 6 foot long in my 180. Yeah. The stuff in that 55 above her, if I pull it out, it's probably it's probably 6 to 8 foot long, easy.
You can take one and like.
Oh yeah, it'll drop. It's crazy long.
If you do it on this side and not that side, they should see it.
I gotta be careful.
Oh, Stephen P's here. Welcome.
I gotta be careful though, because it's all intertwined.
I know. Give them something to look at. Howdy.
I'm gonna have to be very, very careful with that one.
Well,
I found a long one.
No pressure, don't break it.
I know. I found a long one.
I'm not tall enough to reach the top. Ed's here. Welcome. Since you're always telling me, I'm giving you something to do.
I didn't break that one. I don't think.
You can just lay it. Oh, that's a puny one, but it'll work. You can see it's right there. Some of them, like he said, they're all wrapped up and they're hard to pull out, but some of them go all the way down to this tank. You can put it back in if you want.
Yeah, they get crazy long.
I hate to mess with it too much. I know you're supposed to prune things and do all that, but I just don't. It makes me nervous to see how wild it can get. But I've been out of the guppies. I've been picking out a favorite duo and then adding the first batch of fry or the other guppies that I don't necessarily want for a breeding project. I've been putting them in this tank, so it's slowly getting. There's a whole bunch in there. You can't see it. I wish you could see it better, but there's a lot of fry in there, and there's a lot of just random guppies. I'm excited what even those will. Every once in a while, you get a really cool one. You're like, okay, that's cool. But yeah.
No, it gets crazy, crazy long, and we're growing a little bit more of it outside now, especially with the weather that we're having. So we're having fun with that, or I'm having fun with that.
It does get more purplish red outside because it gets a lot of sun, and we were concerned, but It was probably a little sunburnt, but it does really well in one particular tub outside, and it does well in one particular tank inside. We try and we have fun experimenting, and I have put a bunch in my mom's tank in her 55-gallon that she has rainbows, angelfish, and a pleco, I think, in that tank. You never know what she just gets but I'm hoping it takes in that tank because I do think it would be a pretty tank to have it in. So I'm hoping it takes.
I think it will. It's just going to take time.
It's taken some time. It has melted back quite a bit, but it is hanging in there. I think it might, but it's going to take some time.
Well, and honestly, we just got lucky with that tank. Mm-hmm. We just put one start in one corner and it took off like gangbusters, and then we just never stopped it, and we should have stopped it short and transplanted to other tanks to see what happened. Terry's shaking her head
because
we shouldn't do
we've tried it when we brought it in from
but we
the
should have stopped it when it was reproducing. We should have pulled one of the new ones right then and ran with it, but we didn't. We wanted to see what it do in that tank, and it did. It just overtook. But
there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it looks cool and we get a lot of compliments on it. I like it.
Well, and it also helps. I will admit it does help. We have crips in that tank, and they do not take as much light, and they're underneath it, and the crips are doing great.
They go through stages sometimes. Like when we shuffle things around, every once in a while, like we'll do maintenance or we'll unwind the plants, and they get a little bit more light. I think they do a little bit well, yes. But because it does go so crazy, sometimes there's just more light there and sometimes there's less light there. It just depends on how much we're fiddling with it that week.
Yes, I agree.
If
Larry D.
Welcome. I don't know if that made sense, but if that made sense.
Well, it does make sense. But the crips seem to like it because the crips do not take as much light at all. They don't. They just... And right now there's one growing in between all of that. and there's
you
crips
can
all
see
along the back.
This right here, and it kind of pokes out right there. That's what he's talking about. You can barely see it, but that's that crip plant that he's talking about.
Yeah. And it's doing well. But we mash up different plants and different tanks just to see what's going to happen. And honestly, sometimes it's a horrible idea and we ruin it, and I'll take 100% blame for it. Other times,
you should have just listened to me.
Yep. Other times you'll put stuff together and Carrie tell me it won't work and it'll be the best thing ever. And it turns out wonderful. And you're like, oh, see, told you. However, most of the time I'm wrong.
We try to come up with a plan. And like I do my best aquascaping work when I'm not here, when it's like at Aquashella and things. I'm like, man, I'm really proud of that. That looks really good. But here we try to come up with a plan. We're like, okay, we're going to put maybe this plant with this. We'll try this here and this here. And at the end of the day, I just get frustrated and we just like put a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, and we'll float them for like a week. And then I'll come down here and I'll try to plant something. And wherever it gets planted, it's going to stay. And whatever grows, grows. I hope for the best.
Oops, Skipper is up next.
Yep, we got 1 minute. And then you can go learn some actual fish knowledge. And I'm sorry, but it's been fun. It's been a good day.
Oh, Chattanooga Ed jumping in right at the end.
$1.49. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
Sticker. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All of it very appreciated.
Yes, that's very kind of you.
And I promise I will get back on track.
Mm-hmm.
Don't blame Carrie. You can blame me.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
I'm not arguing with you.
Whatever you do, don't stand up for me. Don't try to help. She says, nope.
I'll add a couple more things to the list. But thank you for tuning in to whatever this was. I really appreciate it. Oh, $2 from Whip. Thank you.
Thank you,
little
Whip.
puppy dog.
Oh, it's my puppy.
Ed's was a unicorn.
Oh, it had the unicorn.
Thank you. I just appreciate you and everybody making it here. And hopefully this week I will give you, the plan is to give you a couple updates on all the new fry and these guppies right here. And what else? Probably a couple summer tubbing updates are coming soon because that's what I've been messing with the most. So just looking forward to some more videos. The podcast, we're going to pick that back up again, but we have a little bit different structure that we want to try. So look forward to that too. So, but I will see you in Skipper's chat and Susie Q's chat and all the other chats this evening. I appreciate it. But thank you for being here. Want to say anything before I say bye?
Thank you, Whip.
Thank you.
Yeah. Whip, I thought I was going to say I was his puppy. No,
you are?
You're way too big to be a puppy, buddy. Yeah, if you are a really big puppy. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and I will get back on track.
Yes.
I will do my job as I'm supposed to, as
You're
long as my list don't get too long.
co-host.
Well, unless my better half makes a very big, long list, and then it's still my fault.
Well, we'll see you guys next week, and hopefully Jesse will be here. If not, stay tuned for a new co-host. I am taking applications for new friends and a new better half. So I will see you next week. Bye.
Now she's looking for my replacement. Have a good weekend.